These are the questions that we're asking in Babylon. It's going to be challenging for us in so many ways. I think that fourth question is going to make us wrestle, but if I can be just very honest and vulnerable with you right now, I am at a place in my life where I don't really care so much about seeming like a good Christian or looking like a nice person or coming across like I have it all together. I promise you I do not. I really am at a place in my life where none of that stuff matters to me. If I am not recklessly following Jesus with every part of my life, then thank you very much, but don't waste my time. I'm just going to be really honest with you about this place that I'm at in my life, and you might think that I am crazy. I just want to ask, will you hang with us for the next 7 weeks? Will you ask God to speak into your life for 7 weeks? Be praying and reading and gathering and talking and discussing and breathing and praying for 7 weeks. And then we'll see who's crazy, right? So let's take our first pause, where we're literally just gonna hit pause. Once the questions come up on your screen, we're gonna take a moment to pause and to breathe and reflect on what we're learning. Here's what I want you to discuss and ask. The first is, what are your hopes for this study? And then the second, really just share with each other, what do you already know about Babylon in Scripture, and what questions do you have? So you kind of get, everybody's going to be at a different place. That's okay. Some of you know a ton. Some of you, this is brand new, and you're just figuring out where Genesis and Revelation is. You don't even know that, and that's fine. I'm so glad. I'm so glad, if that's you. So glad you're here. But let's just take a moment to pause and to ask, what do you hope to get out of this? What do you already know about Babylon? Let's take a minute and discuss. All right, back to Babylon. Like I said earlier, often when we think about Babylon, we think of this big, scary, dirty, sinful city, right? With all kinds of bad stuff going on, and the kind of place that you'd be afraid to walk down the alley. I want to give you a little bit of a different idea what I think Babylon would kind of compare to. And I'm going to start telling you about a movie I took my kids to called Zootopia, because that's my life now. I don't go to fun movies at like 9 o'clock at night. I go to 11 a.m. matinees and have my shoes like sticking to the soda on the floor. That's my life. So anyways, I took my kids to Zootopia, is like the big movie that came out this last year. And in Zootopia, if you know this movie at all, the main character is this adorable little fuzzy bunny that's from this farm town somewhere out in the country, and she has big dreams, right? She has big dreams that she wants to be a police officer in the city of Zootopia. And this little bunny, it's never been done before, but the city of Zootopia, it's like calling to her, and she just believes that if she can get to Zootopia, she can be anything, right? And she says this throughout the movie. Zootopia is a place where anyone can be anything. That's kind of what her refrain throughout the movie. Anyone can be anything. And it's almost like she believes in the city itself. And she gets there, and she's so excited about the hustle and bustle. And my favorite is right at the beginning of the movie, she goes into her little apartment, and she opens the door, and it's a closet with a bed and a sink, basically. And so she gets in, she goes into this little tiny closet of an apartment. She walks in, closes the door behind her, and she kind of looks around, and she's like, oh my goodness, it's so small, and the walls are dirty, and the bed is squeaky, and the neighbors are loud. I love it, right? And I'm watching this, and I'm laughing out loud with my kids, and they don't even know what's funny about that. And I'm like, that is my 22-year-old self as a fuzzy little bunny. That's me, 22 me, fuzzy little bunny, before I had children. That's the image of the city, right? This alluring place, this cool cosmopolitan place where anything can happen, and there is art and culture and a lot of really great stuff. There's music and there's life, and this is the picture of Babylon, a city that promises you that you can be anything you want to be. Anyone can be anything you want to be. This is the picture of Babylon that we really ought to have. Babylon is that kind of city. In fact, the territory of Babylonia is the birthplace of civilization as we know it. This is the first place where they created big urban centers. In the place where Babylon was, it's the first place that we really see these big urban centers. If you look at a picture of Babylon, it's really fascinating. If you look at a picture of the ancient city, not only do you see the city, and it's cool, the architecture is very impressive, but you'll notice that it is planted right in between the Euphrates and the Tigris River, which is a really great place for a major city with two huge waterways like that. It's like right kind of in the crevice there between these two huge rivers. But that's not even the amazing thing. The amazing thing about Babylon is that they actually found a way, and remember, this is thousands of years ago, they found a way to reroute the Euphrates River to create a system of canals that perfectly goes around the city of Babylon in a perfect square. And you look at this picture, and it's beautiful. It's surprising how orderly and structured it is, right? But I want you to think about this. They found a way to take one of the wildest forces in nature, a river. Anybody ever been river rafting? You know what I'm talking about? They found a way to take one of the wildest forces of nature and to bend it to serve their purposes. To make creation serve the city that is the work of their hands, right? And it is a marvel. It truly is like an engineering marvel what they're able to do there in Babylon. Open up scripture with me.